Fortnite Chapter 3 is ending in less than 10 days. With a new chapter release, and it's time to say goodbye to this island as we approach the codename that was found Asteria for the brand new one, on top of revealing what that looks like and all the details about it in this video, ultimately welcoming you to the Chapter 4 island. In these final days of Chapter 3 now, before it comes to its demise, we have some secrets lying right in front of our eyes that haven't yet been answered. Subscribe right now to never miss any other videos like this, considering 70% of all eyes on screen right now haven't clicked the button yet. In the prior video, I asked you guys to name this on screen right now, so here's a ton of comments on screen that got that right. Today, however, I want to know the name of this, so make sure to leave it down below in the comments, and if it receives a heart, you'll most likely be shown on screen in the very next video. So to see that as soon as it's uploaded, don't forget to leave a like in this video, subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so that you can be one of the first to see. And last but not least, before we hop into it all, huge shout out to everybody rocking code FM1 inside the Fortnite item shop, literally one of the shortest and easiest codes to enter, only 3 digits long. But with that said, now enough messing around, let's introduce you guys to the Chapter 4 island, so make sure of course you don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not, I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
First and most importantly, of course, with the Fracture Live event being revealed to be going down December 3rd at 4 PM ET, with these being different time zones on screen, feel free to pause the video to decipher the date and time of when it's going to be going down in your particular region of where you live in the world. With so many teasers pouring out, literally different variants of the same thing, or even just different teasers overall, it tells us not only is the reality going to be completely fractured, the island, the terrain on it, but we're going to be getting indefinitely a new island in the transition from this live event to the new chapter. Fortnite also released an article going over everything you need to know about what's going to be going down in the event, or what you need to know before it happens when you're in a lobby. As you can see, the timer's now here too. Just before we jump into that though, speaking of timers, of course we're going to be seeing one in-game around the event area, just like in Chapter 2 Season 8 with that finale, obviously ending off that chapter, in the specific vicinity of where Epic Games want us to land down, or where the circle is forcing us to go. As you can see on screen right now, data miners have managed to determine it will be this particular location around Herald's Sanctum, but just on the outskirts, and supposedly this is what the timer's going to look like. They do typically go with the codename Victor Royale for all of these event timers, but of course just imagine this one from Chapter 2's end events, obviously glowing orange, ticking down in the final days, perhaps even the final week or 7 days. We see this finally implemented above there until the Fortnite Fracture Live event occurs, where literally for 40 minutes we're going to be going through the biggest Fortnite Live event ever, whether it be playing or a mixture of gameplay and cutscenes, just like again we saw in the Chapter 2 end event. Speaking of the end event of Chapter 2, despite it being only around 11 minutes long, this was determined in the article that Fortnite posted about Fracture's event, as we can join in progress until 4:40 PM ET, as it starts on 4 PM ET. This means whatever is going down, and hopefully that doesn't mean the servers and we get booted out. Well, if this does happen, we can join in progress to the current point of what the live event is unfolding at for everyone around the world equally, with it not happening a second time. With this being a one-time only thing, it won't be caught in replay mode until data miners obviously put it onto private servers and then do that or work their magic. And with this being one of the bigger file sizes of a live event compared to all the others we've seen, literally around nearly twice as big as Galactus's live event, make sure you're logging on the day of and even before actually to not only attend the event, but once attending and waiting for the countdown timer to end, we'll be able to sit around the campfire and sing our campfire song together as we anticipate literally the demise or end of Reality Zero. As Fortnite stated in the article, to commemorate the beginning of the end, everyone who logs in on Fortnite from December 2nd at 9 AM ET to December 4th at 2:45 AM ET will receive the Toasty Roast emotes. Despite this being the promotional image in a bigger form that they've attached, of course data miners have pulled onto reward screens early, so this is what everyone will be seeing if we log in between those 2 dates. This isn't the only free reward, however, believe it or not, this one giving away what's going to be happening during the live event with the 0 point and all of Realities. As for those that don't know, in the 22.40 update, the Zero Fragment backbling was found, you know, what they literally travelled into the Marvel Universe, the Fortnite characters, to find. It's now a backbling, and believe it or not, free only on the day of the event from logging in, not like the Toasty Roast emote. Apparently this is literally set to the day of the event only. It kind of goes without saying, of course, I don't think I need to remind you guys to get the Spider-Gwen skin now, as it will be disappearing at the start of not only a new chapter but new season, with level 200 getting you everything, even all bonus styles, obviously being the hardest to earn gold Spider-Gwen. Referring back to the Zero Fragment backbling, however, with it seeming like there's 3 large areas of terrain being sucked into the 0 point or colliding with it, as data miners managed to find that yes, there were gameplay tags updated basically stating that the 0 point is going to be colliding with terrain or spitting it back out, with us already having the codename Asteria in the files, which believe it or not could mean we're in a prequel for Chapter 4, with the context I'm about to mention in just a second, with Asteria applying to Greek mythology, of course, like the codenames for the prior chapter islands, or the one we're currently on, Chapter 1 Athena, Chapter 2 Apollo, and Chapter 3 Artemis. miss, as there's currently 3 realities that Donald Mustard has been circulating throughout the location of his Twitter bio, as he's a master teaser. Aiko states it perfect in this tweet. Another new reality he's added, reality 602. So far we have reality 659, where the paradigm went to in the season 4 trailer to evade the crow, reality 153 and reality 602. Despite him also suspecting that Donald Mustard will give us a few more through his location, and these are likely a part of the Fracture event or where we travel to, if he does stop, would that make it a coincidence that these 3 realities could be other representations or code names for, well, the chapter 1, 2 and 3 reality or island? And because of the fact they've been teased in this manner to be a part of the Fracture Live event or the ending of chapter 3, combined with what's shown on the Zero Fragment back bling, although we could be visiting these realities for a split second, perhaps in cutscenes like the Device Live event going into this agent room, does that fundamentally put all of these realities in danger from, well, the last reality's wrath, or particularly the Herald, stemming off everything? Meaning then, yes, all 3 of these islands we see get sucked into the 0 point. This would honestly be absolutely huge. And before we leak all the details so far that we know about what's going to be going down in the event, or will be able to do or interact like as players, with us knowing the 0 point is basically going to be broken from whatever is happening, or the fracture in reality 0 should I say, with the black hole files, which are codenamed Night Night, being added back. Of course we see a fixed downtime from season to season transition, with a timer letting us know when servers will be live again. It's safe to say the downtime for this next chapter, or the first season of it, will be a little bit longer considering the transition to a brand new island. This doesn't mean, however, nothing will be happening during the downtime, as Hypex not only revealed we're going to be getting a storyline related mini-game or event that we can partake in, whether that's like the secret one we could activate in the black hole of chapter 1's downtime anyways, which I actually managed to get a 1,000,000 score on, or whether it's simply a placeholder for a progressive scene such as what happened at the end of the chapter 2 end event, where we washed up slowly more so onto the island, and then when we reached the shore, of course, this small interactive event played with a cinematic introducing us to the flip side. Either way, despite something physically going on in game that again we can all be a part of or partake in, even if servers are offline, with the release of a new chapter, what is online or should be returning is the use of the Uncover the Island website, where literally, for example, chapter 3's downtime, we could get revealed to more of the island as time passed, or as more people were tweeting out about hashtag Fortnite flipped across Twitter. I personally really like this, as it literally determines how early on during the downtime we get revealed to the brand new map fully, or the overview of it when we open up our map, and again from reminiscing back to the original chapter 3 island, of which was revealed from this Uncover the Island website eventually. Most importantly, you can see back then, despite everybody missing the Daily Bugle and obviously the web slingers that came along with it, introducing Spider-Man, the first ever variant, into the chapter 3 season 1 battle pass, a large percentage, if not half of the island then was covered in snow, and that was because, well, Christmas was just around the corner, as chapter 3 started on December 5th, 2021, with it looking like this is going to be the same case for the release of chapter 4, but obviously in 2022 instead of 2021. It's more than likely, not only with this context given, we're going to be seeing yearly chapters, but each of the islands, not just Asteria, or the codename for the chapter 4 island, is more so covered in snow that melts as time passes, or Christmas and Winterfest passes, as we're soon also, with the release of the brand new chapter, going to be going into this huge event. And considering Miles Morales hasn't come to the item shop yet, despite data miners indefinitely saying, as they revealed, that Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen would be upcoming, which came true, that in the same season of her releasing he would be in the item shop, but again this hasn't become the case, as he isn't in the game's files even encrypted in 22.40 that data miners have been able to extract or determine. This either means, again like Spider-Man or the first variant Epic Games made of him that released in the chapter 3 season 1 battle pass, we're going to be getting Miles Morales in the chapter 4 season 1 battle pass, or he could be the main character involved in the Winterfest trailer, which literally got as many views on Fortnite's YouTube channel as the chapter 3 launch trailer. As for those that don't know, in the Winterfest 2021 trailer we got introduced to Tom Holland's variant of Spider-Man, and obviously the MJ skin that then rotated throughout the item shop. Anyways, without getting too off track, here is the event listing of all we know now, not in particular order, but everything we know is going to be well anticipated to happen or available for us to do as players. I'm not going to specifically read all of it out, but feel free to pause the video and read it out for yourself. This is just literally all the leaks we've had, whether it's particular event tags or files, put into one image. And again, as mentioned at the beginning of this video, with us saying goodbye to chapter 3's island, now there's still things on it that we don't quite understand. For instance, why wasn't the mighty monument bunker door covered in chrome? Is this perhaps where the Foundation's hiding? And for what reason has this not been turned into this consuming substance? Will we ever see these IO vaults unopened in the now RAVE cave, which obviously has rotated throughout different kind of themes and names in chapter 3? Many people thought Clombos were behind these, but it simply wouldn't be the case from glitchy glitching out in replay mode and, yeah, visiting what is behind them from them not being open. And with the amount of files being updated since Colombo was initially vaulted, it's safe to say they will be returning, and different variants or new versions of them in Chapter 4. Kind of like the situation we've seen with the airplanes, which either will be involved in the event, maybe Colombo's will be as well, and that's our first introduction as to them being added back before the Chapter 4 island arrives, or us on it as players. Who knows, this could apply to a lot more, but specifically what interests me is the skateboard and both motorcycle vehicles that Epic Games have been working on in multiple updates. Considering the riding mechanics too, well, a boar or wolf are that similar to how we would position ourselves or mount a motorbike. It's a no-brainer these were eventually going to be added, and more conveniently with the start of a new chapter because of how hyped they are, alongside perhaps, yeah, the skateboard vehicles that we can actually ride instead of just being a back bling, as these were updated. These skating mechanics in Chapter 3 Season 3 that never came to be, but this was a very early version of it. Not to mention too, there may be 3 trailers for Chapter 4 Season 1, not only the cinematic and battle pass, but with us being introduced to Zero Build in Chapter 3 Season 2, perhaps with the first person mode being worked on so much, instead of adding it in Chapter 4 Season 2, they simply release it with, well, this start of the new chapter. Of course, the island will have to be designed or mapped in a way that accommodates first person gameplay. And does this mean with the addition of first person, despite us having a whole new view at Fortnite and the particular new island that we're going to be on, we can then even split first person off, despite it being its own mode, into 2 sub-game modes, whether it be normal battle royale or zero build applying. Drop a like if you think that's a good idea, and subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so that you don't miss any immediate leaks pouring out by the hour to do with the Fracture event or Chapter 4. In terms of more videos now, make sure to click this one I've specifically picked out for you on screen. However, most importantly, hopefully I can catch you in that very next upload I put out on the channel.